Welcome back to On Point, the Big Easy edition. James, you'll be driving down to New Orleans, and we'll get to our tips on the horses. But if I have one tip for you en route, it's do not stop for Meatloaf at Birmingham.
Yes, I understand that very well.
Learn from my mistakes.
Yes,
so.
we'll not be doing that.
All right, well, we'll look forward to having you live on site at Fairgrounds all week. Of course, the big day is Saturday, Dubai World Cup in the morning, Louisiana Derby Day card in the afternoon, and on into early evening for us East Coasters. What are you looking forward to?
Well, definitely looking forward to the Louisiana Derby. I mean, it's 11-horse field. You know, a lot of these preps. You know, the Fairgrounds and Oaklawn's have had the best betting preps in terms of field size. And, you know, you got three main contenders in there. So it's a real exciting race with Gunrunner, Risen Star winner, Greenpoint Crusader off the runner-up to Mohamed in the Holy Bull, and Mo Tom, who won the LeCompte and exits the Trouble Third in the Risen Star. So all three are serious prospects for the Kentucky Derby. They'll need to keep improving on Saturday, but they're eligible to do so.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Good, I think a diverse group. I mean, you have the three names we're aware of, and Forever Mo, of course, returns.
Right.
He split the two of the three you mentioned, Greenpoint Crusader shipping in. We have the usual melange of, you know, Todd Pletcher's lightly raced horse and Battery, and as you said, a full field. So definitely something to spice up the wagering. We'll be tackling it with the players pool, so looking forward to your thoughts in earnest. My question for you, in addition to the race, but looking ahead past the race this year, 6 weeks between the Louisiana and Kentucky Derbies, is that a concern for you for horses exiting this with plans on Louisville?
Well, I mean, it's a little bit of a concern seeing how, you know, there's really no horses have done that. But you know, there's a couple horses in there as well that could come back and run in a race like the Arkansas Derby or maybe even the Bluegrass
Sure.
2 weeks later. I know that Dazzling Jim, who's one of the lightly raced, like improving types, trying State's Company the first time, he's 2 for 2. Cox said that the plan is to run him back in the Bluegrass or Arkansas Derby, that they didn't run him in one of the previous races like last Saturday's Rebel because they were going to go this two-step process. So yeah, and just, you know, like with Battery, I mean, Pletcher, you know, Pletcher's won the race 3 times, but one of the horses he didn't win it with, Palace Malice, came right back 2 weeks later and ran in the Bluegrass. So there could be others as well.
Yeah, and set that blistering pace in the Derby, and then went on to win the Belmont and a bunch of other Grade 1s. So yeah, it's crunch time, but still some options. So. But, you know, for me, I recall Michael Matz back in 06. He's like, well, you know, this 5-week thing's relatively new. They pushed the Florida Derby back. It wasn't a big deal to him. I sort of bought that at the time, and Barbaro looked best of that bunch. The 6 weeks to me is just another level, though. I'm going to need to see it before I go for it. So nothing against the winner of the race. If it's Mo Tom, I would expect he would go straight to the Kentucky Derby, Gunrunner 2, etc. And
I'm sure other trainers as well are looking to see how these horses will do, you know, come back 6 weeks later.
Yeah,
so.
No question. Well, it is a 15-race card. Plenty to, you know, we won't go through all 15 races, of course, but lucrative pick 4. I know you've already started looking. Any particular thoughts on some of the other stakes?
Well, the Fairgrounds Oaks has an 8-horse field. It has 2 California shippers, Landover Sea, who could compete for favoritism, and Street Fancy. And there's a couple locally based horses, Adore and Dream Dance, that are both making their first stakes appearance of the year. And I'm sort of like a little bit against the fillies from the Rachel Alexander. I think the other 4 contestants either ran in that or the Silver Bull a Day. Those were slower races in my eyes, and I'm sort of like going to take a stand against them. There'll be at least, you know, Nickname and even perhaps Venus Valentine could be bet down a little bit. So I'm
Do you mean stage play?
I mean stage play, yeah. Nicknames at Oaklawn, yeah. Could be bet down. So that's a little bit of my take. They just haven't run very fast, and I think they've been exposed. So we're looking forward to that. You know, obviously with International Star topping the mine shaft, he's a horse for the course. You know, looks pretty formidable. Need to rebound off of a 4th place effort last time, but inside speed bias probably worked against him that day. And of course, Chocolate Ride's the horse to beat in the Fairgrounds turf, but he's meeting some shippers in there that look pretty dangerous, like World Approval and Roman Approval. So yeah, it's you know, definitely trying to, you know, weigh in those horses for the courses.
Yeah, no question. And to me, it's sort of a reversal of what we're used to to Fairgrounds Oaks. Been a great race, a Kentucky Oaks indicator.
5 of the last 8 winners.
Not sure if that'll be the case this year with, Songbird and Catherine Sophia and the Oaklawn horses looking so good. But on the other hand, the Louisiana Derby maybe looks a little stronger than we're used to, which is why I'm so interested in that 6 weeks, because I do think some of these horses fit among the Derby contenders. So a lot of storylines will unfold. You'll be there live on site, so we'll put his Twitter handle in the description below so you can follow all the action. I just dropped off our new and improved camera to you, so you can have some great pictures and drive safe, and look forward to seeing you down there.
All right, thanks.
And we'll be back next week with the Florida Derby.